Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Majin Starcraft, and today we're gonna have a Terran versus Zerg between our red Terran, which will be played by Hansin, and our blue Protoss, which will be played by the CheckPrime. That's right, CheckPrime. So without further ado, let's get this game on the way. I hope you guys actually watched the last few games I casted, because I just found myself casting long games, epic games, fighting games, and I am happy to bring you now a match between CheckPrime and Hansin, which also promises to be nothing short of epic. So we have a scouting overload on the way and another overload for Check. So he is getting, no, he is not getting an early extractor. He's actually using that extractor trick, building and cancelling, so to get another drone out. So he will have a slight, well, not necessarily a drone advantage, but he will have that 11th drone to the 11 SCV. Meanwhile, we have a supply depot, and the barracks is going down now. If I'm not mistaken, this is a brand new replay, so it is actually of the new patch. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is of the latest patch. So Terran Reapers have been delayed even more. Thors don't have energy, and well, the rest of the patch notes you probably know already. Personally, I think that the patch was extremely harsh on Terran, reducing medevac speed, reducing medevac acceleration, getting nitro packs for Reapers requiring a factory, the barracks requiring a supply depot. Technically, right now, Terrans can't rush. Well, not as fast as they used to, and that is kind of bad, because Zerg have Zergling rush, Protoss have that really annoying cannon rush, and again that is used a lot in low level play. Stupid little players trying to get cheap wins. And CheckPrime is getting an expansion. Let's try to stick to the game, but right now nothing is really happening, so we can talk a little more. So as I said, the patch was very harsh on Terran. Protoss Void Rays got a little bit nerfed, the damage was reduced, and their speed, I think, just a little, especially the Flux Vein speed. And that's kind of it. The Zerg, on the other hand, massive boost. The hatchery, as you can see, yes, this is post-patch. The hatchery is now at 1,500 health. It used to be 125. The layer also had an increase of health. Roaches have had a range upgrade. Yes, because roaches weren't annoying before they had a range upgrade. Seriously, I understand that Blizzard is trying to make that their least played race into something else, but into a more played race, but come on, you're nerfing Terran like hell. That's just my opinion. If you guys disagree, then you disagree, but I'm playing Terran and I find myself losing any single advantage. So we do have a Reaper out, and as you can see, requires a factory, so this Reaper will be very slow across moving on the map. It's still good versus Zerg, because hey, it's a Reaper, it can shoot down drones. We have the Overlord finally going to reach Hansin's base. Hansin is not getting an upgrade. He does have orbital command, he is getting the second extractor, and he is getting a command center, so he will be securing his own expansion, a factory, and a second racks. Meanwhile, the Reaper has finally reached his base, and he is just going to bash this extractor a little bit, but is going to move. And there is that first roach, and look at that huge range. This is just annoying. Reapers used to be able to at least fight off against the roaches while on creep, just being able with good macro to be able to escape from them, but now if you're on creep, it's extremely hard. I have no idea. Let's check a little. Attack range 4.5, Reaper range 4. So the micro has to be incredibly perfect for one Reaper to actually escape a roach. That difference is extremely small, and it's extremely annoying. Making Reapers, I think that Reapers have become utterly worthless right now. They are not worth the cost of bringing up. So we have these roaches going to try and move up here, going to try and take out the supply depot. Luckily, these Marines do have a range of 5, so we'll outrange the roaches for a bit. But the roaches could actually attack this supply depot. SCVs being put off the line, so there we have, and the Reaper coming back and falling. Terran, I know that an argument might be that Terran, Terran is a defensive race, especially early game, and it can turtle and move out. But Terran had a few early game options. Now he pretty much doesn't. It is being forced to turtle. And I don't think that is fair. Forcing a race to turtle is just not good. Experience wise, I mean, I find it boring if you're actually forced to turtle. Sure, I'm not exactly a big fan of cheese, but nerfing a unit so much, still. So this orbital command will be reinforcing with a mule here, so the income is favoring Hansin at the moment, even though CheckPrime has 32 harvesters, so that is a lot of harvesters. His second base is slowly getting saturated and getting up an extractor. Let's check out the production tab, because I think I've ranted about the patch long enough. We have 22 Zerglings and a Baneling nest. As I said, this slow has pretty much made the Terran a lot more vulnerable to a Baneling bust, because that Reaper could have done enough damage to force the Zerg not to play Banelings. Now the Zerg is confident enough to play Banelings, so finally CheckPrime is sacrificing his Overlord to scout around here. He has noticed the starport, so he knows that medevacs might be on the way since there is no tech lab, and the Overlord is finally going to go 15 health, 9 health, 3 health, 4 health. I hope now it's going to work better. Anyway, getting back to the game, everything is going fine. We have a lot of Zerglings. Let's see the unit tab. We have 13 Zerglings and 9 Banelings. These Banelings are going to probably do a lot of popping damage. And we have a nice drop here. Almost missed that. Medevacs now pulling back in. The Banelings did not get to explode. The only anti-air is this Queen. Another drop going down. Hellions, the Spinecrawler is in a nice position. A few drones going down and the picking up. And will one medevac be able to fall? I don't think the medevac will fall. And both medevacs getting away, not necessarily full. I suppose a few units died there, but very nice play from Hansin, actually doing a little bit of economical damage to CheckPrime, and now CheckPrime is going to stand under these and make sure he doesn't land again. But he does decide to land, and the Zerglings are just moving out because he knows that with the heal he can't get a decent surround. I guess that was actually the point of the landing, to get a heal, and we have a Zergling to scout the Zelnaga tower. Hansin is in a very nice position right now with 2 command centers. His second base is running up. He has another barracks on the way. He does have a missile turret in his base to protect against any Mutalis. There is a Spire on the way somewhere over the rainbow. Where the hell is that Spire? Spire, where are you? Well, it's somewhere. I suppose I'm gonna see it when it's just gonna pop out really tall. So what else do we have? Terran infantry armor is level 1, and there are the mutas. So the instant the Spire came up, we have then there was the Spire. I didn't see it because of my own face. And we have a lot of mutas on the way. There are a lot of Marines to deal with the mutas, and we do have a tower here to protect the mineral line. But as we know that the mutas do a decent amount of damage, so getting a missile turret or 2 in your defensive line against the Zerg is always a great option. Now CheckPrime is going to try and bust down these rocks. If that happens and he does secure a high yield, that would be enormous for him as an economical advantage. Meanwhile, Hansin scouting these 2 far extreme bases to see if Check will go for an expansion. Now CheckPrime is gonna move here and probably gonna take out a few SCVs, because these SCVs are not getting protected. The Marines moving in, and these supply depots are in danger. 2 SCVs did die, and now the mutas are just moving into the main base. There is no anti-air here except for this missile turret, so nice mobility from the Terran using the medevacs to get in here. Mutas are able to do a little of harass, a little bit of damage, but not necessarily get that many kills. That is a nice view. Mutas and space. Anybody remember Starcraft 1 cinematics? Anyway, we have 1 kill on this Muta, and I don't think any others have any kills, so we probably have 1 or 2 kills. Not being able to use that much damage for very nice play from Hansin, being able to defend. But sadly, Mutas mean one thing. Protoss, right. Protoss on this map. This means that the Zerg player is in territorial dominance. He is controlling the map. There we go, using a nice attack to take out a few Marines, and this supply depot is going to fall. No. So again, not doing that much damage, just losing 2 Marines, losing a few Mutas, and wisely, CheckPrime is now getting out more Zerglings instead of pumping out more Mutas, because he knows that with that many Marines on the map, it will not help. We have an in-base hatchery to increase our drone count. That is a lot of drones. Let's see that income tab. 56 drones, 56 SCVs and 66 drones, making the income count pretty equal. Meanwhile, if we look at the army, we have 138 supply and 131, and if we look at the APM, both players currently sitting at over 100, averaging a 202 for Hansin and 121 for our Zerg CheckPrime. Now, the longer this game goes, I gotta say, it has to favor the Terran, because in a full-on versus full-on army, a 200 versus 200 army, the Terran is the one who is in the advantage, I think. So right now, very nice scan, actually finding out that CheckPrime has this high yield, dropping out a few Marines, taking out a lot of drones. This is some econ damage, you have to admit, but still CheckPrime is having a high yield, so losing a few drones despite being damaged doesn't matter that much, and these 2 Marines are actually going to survive. What is CheckPrime doing? He's going to fall back because he's noticed this army moving in as well. So we have finally a massive battle, a few Marines stimming and going to try and take out this hatchery, and this is interesting because these 2 Marines are actually going to do some damage there, and this entire army is going to do here, and CheckPrime's army is just